Hello Stampers and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I thought I would just share with you a little bit about the Tin of Cards project kit. I did a video showcasing the pieces of this kit and doing sort of an unboxing and reveal. I'll leave a link down below so that you can check that video out. But this video I'm actually going to show you how to create the kit and the different pieces inside and using them. So, of course it comes in this adorable tin here, which I absolutely love. I just think that green and blue, or green and white, is just so fabulous. It's super cute. It would make a great recipe card box as well. But today we're going to use it for the cards. And so as you can see here, these are all of the dividers. So they're super cute, and I have baby, hello, miscellaneous, wedding, just because, thanks, sympathy, and birthday. Now, I do have one extra, which is going to be congrats, and I'm going to show you that. So the cards come blank like this, they're white, and then there's all of these different mint macaron pieces that you can add to it. So you can see there's some driplets, some dots, some stripes, and some bigger dots. So lots of different ones, and you even have an extra one, so you can use that for another project. So for this one, I'm actually going to use this. So I'm just going to take some of my snail adhesive and run it along the outside with a little dab in the middle. And then I'm going to line it up right on the center of this. The stamp set that coordinates with this is called the Tin of Cards stamp set, and you can see there's this little like half square or half rectangle, I guess, that's got like a swirl, and then there's this one that sort of has a cute corner pattern. I went ahead and I already stamped that in mint macaron, so you can see that that's already stamped there, as I did with all the other ones. I did half and half of each of them. Then for this one, I'm going to be using my Memento ink black, and I'm going to just stamp congrats right on top of there. And since this is a photopolymer stamp set, you can see exactly where you're stamping for that perfect placement. And so there are all of our tabs that you can put inside there. So, of course, if you wanted to do this as a recipe box, you could just switch those up, or you could hand stamp or hand write those to say appetizers, meats, entrees, drinks, and lots of other things. So that is how you create all of the little pieces that go inside the box to keep them all organized. Now we're going to get started on the cards. The first card is going to be this one here. As you can see, it already comes die cut out like that, so we're just going to pop out this little heart, which you could always use for another project. There's lots of goodies that are left over on this that you could use for another project. This is the piece that goes on the inside, and it just slips in right there. So I'm just going to add some adhesive. This is just the regular snail adhesive all around the edge. You do want to be sure that you go very close to the edge, if not falling off a little, so that your adhesive doesn't show. And now I'm just going to place this inside and just press down where I put all of that adhesive. And if you do end up having a little bit of adhesive showing, you can just rub it really gently with a nice clean finger. If you have an inky finger, be careful, it could then create a smear. But if you have a nice clean finger, just rub on it and it'll eventually roll off. So there's our card there, and then there's the little banner piece that we're just going to stamp with the mint macaron, which I have here, and I'm going to do congrats on this one as well. So we're just going to ink that up, and again, since it's photopolymer, you have that perfect placement because you can see exactly where you're stamping. And then I'm going to use a Stampin' Dimensional to put this on the front of my card. Now I will say, this is where you use those edges of your Stampin' Dimensionals. Those nice thin edges, just cut a piece so that you don't have to cut your dimensionals in half. Just use one of those long skinny pieces like that. And that fits perfectly on the back there. And again, let me show you. It's just this edging piece here that I used. And I just cut a piece long enough. And then I'm just going to stick this wherever I want on my card. And then there's some adorable heart epoxy stickers that you can add to, and you can add those wherever you want. And let me bring in all of the others so you can see those. So you can see I did a few different styles of greetings, and I kind of put them all over. This one I actually did upside down. So even though the raindrops go upside down, it doesn't necessarily have to be raindrops. So you can flip that over. As you can see, they're all just a little different. Different greetings, different placements of the hearts, and then different placements of the greetings and everything too. So super cute, super fabulous. These go with Whisper White envelopes, which are provided in the kit as well. And then now we're going to move on to the next card. So the next card here is a Whisper White card base, and it has this gorgeous gold foil that's already die cut so that all these little stripes come out. So I've punched out most of the stripes, but I thought I would just punch out these last two to show you guys. So you just gently kind of pull on them. I did it very gently, but didn't have any problems with them ripping, but do be careful, especially on these last two end ones where they're very thin. Be sure not to pull too hard and have it end up ripping there. So now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take some of our Stays-On ink for this one. We're using Stays-On for this one because this one is on the foil and it will dry and hold much easier than the Memento ink. And for this one we'll be using Thanks. So I'm just going to tap, tap, tap in the Stays-On and then just stamp wherever I would like. You will have to be careful not to wiggle too much or smear, because it does kind of get a little squiggly as it likes to smear on this shiny surface. So I'll just do a third one up here in the corner. And you can do as few or as many as you wish. Don't forget to put the lid back on that Stays-On, as that one will dry out much faster since it is an alcohol-based ink. So now I'm just going to take this, and I'm actually just going to set it aside for a second while I get ready to do our greeting. So this is one of the greetings that came in the kit, which is super fabulous. It says thank you, and it was already pre-printed with that circle. If you don't like the thank you greeting, there are a few others, but if you want more, you can always use the back too. So that is awesome. It does come in different languages as well. But again, if you don't use the other languages, you can always use the back side of those as a nice white circle. So now I just took some of the Whisper White and Basic Black Baker's Twine, and I just wrapped it around my hand, and then I just kind of lay it on the back of this, making sure some of those loops kind of pop out outside of the circle. And then I'm just going to randomly place my Stampin' Dimensionals on it, covering up some of those loops to make sure it's being held in place. And I have 3 on there. Let's see where we might need another one. Maybe over in this corner. But you just kind of want that to be randomly placed in the back there. And then I think I'm going to do one more right here. And if you're better at that placement, you might not have to use as many. But you know how I love my Stampin' Dimensionals, so you can never have too many of those. And so I went ahead and I peeled those off, but I'm going to set that aside while I add the snail adhesive to the back of my gold piece. So I'm actually going to add the snail adhesive to each of the strips here. Since I'm not going around the border, I did want to make sure that I had nice even coverage through the entire center. And then this just goes on the front of that Whisper White card base. And I'm pressing that down. And then now our greeting can go in the center or towards the top or wherever you would like to place that. And then there's some fabulous little clear star epoxy stickers to go on this card, which are super cute. They just add a little extra flair and a little dimension. So there you have that gorgeous card there, and I love that gold foil. It's super fabulous. Here are the other 3 that I made. So I have a happy hello here. And then I have happy and congrats. And you can see that on these I stamped a little on the white as well in between. This one I just stamped on the gold. So some of them I stamped in the middle and some of them I didn't. You could do that as much as you want. You could stamp it all along there. You could stamp 5 times, 3 times, 2 times, whatever you want. And again, there's lots of extras of these from the kit, because it does come with those other greetings in other languages. But again, you can use all of these on the back side for another project. So super fabulous and lots of great extras, including those hearts from that last card. You can also use all of these popped out gold pieces and do almost a similar card, but instead just have the stripes of gold rather than the outline of the gold. How awesome is that? So that is the second card, and this one goes with the Whisper White envelopes as well. Now on to our third card. So our third card will actually be using the Bermuda Bay stripes and the little wood thought bubbles. There's a piece of crushed curry designer series paper. There's a gold glitter heart. And this one's fairly simple. We're just going to add some snail adhesive to the back of this piece of designer series paper and put that in the center. And then we're actually going to be stamping. In the stamp set, you'll see that there's also these two trims. So there's one that's kind of swirly, and then there's one that's a whole bunch of crosses or X's, depending on which way you look at it, I guess. We're going to use the little swirls, and I'm just going to pull in my Memento Black. And again, loving that it's photopolymer because you can see exactly where you're stamping. And I like to fall off because if I go straight onto the edge, then, you know, it'll be lined up and I don't want it to look exactly perfect. I kind of want it to be a little off. So I stamped off the end here, and then it's okay to overlap because that's where your thought bubble is going to be. So I stamped hanging off the end again. You can see it's a little darker there in the middle because that's the overlap spot. So now I'm just going to flip it over and do that again. So now that we have our card all ready to go with those lines there on the top and on the bottom, it's time to do the greeting. So we're actually going to be stamping on this wood accent, which is like a little thought bubble because it's got the little tip down here. And I'm just going to be stamping happy birthday on here using Stays On ink again. So we're kind of jumping a little bit back and forth between Stays On and Memento. So I'm just going to ink that up really good and then stamp down. I have to say I was very impressed with how the stamped image comes out. It comes out so crisp and clean. I super love that. I don't play with the wood accents a lot because I know they're kind of chunky for cards whenever you're mailing them, but I was super impressed with that. I love it. And so I'm just going to add that to my card with some Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm just going to put probably like 4 or so on the back of this. I could probably get away with 3, but why not add just one more for good measure? And then I'm just going to stick that there in the center. And then there's these adorable little hearts. I left it in the package because you know how glitter gets. You could always cut out these leftover heart pieces and then use that as a reverse image. And I'm just going to add a little snail adhesive to the back of that and add it to my card. So let's bring in all of the samples. Here's the one that we just made. Here's one, I thought it kind of looked like a man card, so I thought maybe I'd leave off the glitter heart to keep it a little masculine. And then I have congrats, and then of course since I had that extra heart from that one, I went ahead and added 2 there. This would be a fabulous card for an anniversary or a wedding, engagement, or anything like that. So that is card number 3. And that one has a craft envelope. And now on to the last card. So the last card has this little window here. You can see just like that. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to be putting in this polka dotted window sheet into that spot. So again, you do have to be tight with your adhesive there. And I thought, why not try out some of the new tear tape? So this is the new tear tape, which is super strong, and it is a little skinnier than the snail adhesive. So I thought, let's try that to make sure that we're staying really close to the edge and see how it works. And I loved it. It's tear tape, so I literally just tear it just like that. You can also just kind of tear it right off the roll, and it works really well. And then I decided if I put it on the top and the bottom, sometimes I had a hard time lining it up and making sure to cover all the adhesive. So I learned to just do one of the ends. And then you just kind of rub on it really well and then pull off the white backing which is pretty easy to do, I think. Of course, you always get like a little difficult one. It never fails. And then we're just going to cover up all of that tape and lay down our window sheet. So now we have those adorable little polka dots back there. You can see the window sheet right there. And then now we have our butterflies that we need to create. So there's the vanilla butterfly, and then which is solid, and then the yellow one. And on the vanilla one, we're just going to stamp thanks in crushed curry. So I'm just going to take this, and this is going to be a thank you card. So I'm just going to randomly stamp it on the back there, just you know, a little all over. They're all up and down. I decided not to go diagonal or anything like that, but just, you know, randomly all over. And then I took a few little mini glue dots there on the center of the butterfly. I just did one at the top and one at the bottom, and then added that to my butterfly there. So now that butterfly is all done. Then I'm going to take the little coral one, and again I'm just going to add a little mini glue dot to the center there and stick that one on the vanilla back. Whoop, looks like I might have lost it. Where is the little vanilla back there? Okay, I found it. There it is. So there's the little vanilla back, which matches this little one. And then we have our little bitty butterfly there. And I actually took him and I used you can't really see this very well because it's photopolymer, so let me pull in the stamp set. I used the little swirl here like they show on the directions and some of the Watermelon Wonder, and I stamped it right down his belly. If you say a butterfly has a belly, I guess what, his thorax? That's what that's called, that centerpiece. So he just has those little squiggles there. Now I'm going to take some more of I'm sorry, this is Calypso Coral, not Watermelon Wonder. I apologize. Just going to take that and I'm going to do this same image on the top and the bottom of the card, just for a little extra added flair. So you see I have that there. Now let's move our stamp pads away. Actually, we're going to pull back the Calypso Coral and I'm going to do the thank you greeting on the little tag that they provide. So this comes in the kit. I'm just going to stamp that down there. And then now I'm going to add him to my card first, because otherwise sometimes I lose a spot and don't have a space for him. So I'm going to go ahead and add him first, and then we will add our butterflies. And there is some gold thread. So you can see this gold thread here to put behind the butterfly. So we're just going to grab some of that just like we did with the baker's twine in the beginning. And I'm going to wrap it around my fingers. And then again, just like last time, I'm just going to kind of place it behind the butterfly. Some people might like their ends to show. I kind of don't, I think. I'm not really sure. I love this look, but whenever I do it, I feel like it looks like a hot mess. So I still have some work to do to try to get this down to a nice art, I guess. And then I'm just going to pull that end in because I don't want it flopping out there. So now I'm going to pull off the backs of all of these and add this butterfly to my card. And then I used a little snail adhesive to add the medium butterfly and the little butterfly. And there you have that gorgeous card with that gold kind of peeking out, so it just kind of randomly catches the light, and it's super fabulous. Let's bring in the other three to that. Here's another thank you card, which I did with the flag, with the little flag up top. There's a happy hello. And then this one, the stamp set said sympathy, so I did sympathy on the back and then there, but then I just wrote in my deepest, since I thought sympathy alone looked a little lonely, so I just thought I'd put my deepest sympathy there. So that's all of those, and these also have coordinating craft envelopes as well. So that is all of the cards. Let's just bring these all back in and we'll just lay them all out here. A super fabulous set of cards. So many different options. I didn't really do any baby cards. I guess I did miss out on those, didn't I? But you could always do hello as a baby card, as, you know, welcome baby, hello. So that would work too. But so many fabulous cards from this box of, this tin of cards. So they can store in there and be perfect for a Christmas gift, a birthday gift, or to keep for yourself. So be sure to check out my blog for more photos on this at laurastamppad.com. And until next time, happy stamping. Bye-bye.